So Hugo, you're going to give us 4 horses to follow for the season. We're going to have a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, a slightly older horse, and one which is a bit of a bonus for you to give us. This is the first one. So we've got a 2-year-old here, unraced, unnamed. Tell us about him.
I chose him because he's just suddenly improved in the last sort of 2 to 3 weeks. And we had space on it. We had a fleet of lorries, went to Wolverhampton yesterday for an away day, for work morning, and we had some space. So we stuck him on the lorry with a couple of others. It was actually his first piece of real work. And Oisin Murphy rode him. Oisin said afterwards, he finds going fast easy,
yeah,
which I thought was quite a nice compliment from a former champion jockey.
Yeah.
He's just got a very good mind. He walked around the pre-parade ring at Wolverhampton like an old goat yesterday, and then he went out, really pointed his toe, moved super, and finished off his work really nicely. We were all impressed by him for just really his first piece of work. He seems to have a very good mind, which was a mark of his dad as well.
Oh, well, let's get on to the actual breeding of the horse. So he's out of Pinatubo.
They were quite popular at the sales. I mean, Pinatubo was a remarkable horse, particularly as a 2-year-old. And we were joking yesterday, though, fair enough, there aren't many horses you'd take to work at Wolverhampton whose dads have won their maiden there. Pinatubo went to Wolverhampton, then he won the Woodcut at Epsom, and then the Coventry, and then went on to win Group 1s later in the year. He was a really fantastic horse. Of course, the son of the late great Shamadal. If he does have the speed for 6 furlongs early on in his career, be hopeful that he might stretch out to a mile at 3, which could be really exciting.
So Hugo, we've seen the 2-year-old, now we've got a 3-year-old here. Tell us about this 3-year-old.
So this is Kitteridge. She's nearly ready to run, and so she waited this year. She was second on debut, and then she won at Newcastle on her most recent start and won well, and so she's going to have an Oaks entry. She's a well-bred filly, a very good-looking filly. We need to get black type with her, and so we need to be running her an Oaks trial. She's got the pedigree, she's got the looks. We could go to Chester with her, Cheshire Oaks, but I think she's more likely to go to Lingfield. When we've had 2 fillies in the past who've been very much like her, just maiden winners who I rated. You need to travel at both tracks as you need to at Epsom, and that's why they're good trials for Epsom. Lingfield's worked for me in the past, so that's my my leaning towards it. But at the same time, Cheshire Oaks is Chester, isn't it? Priority number 1 is for her to finish in the first 3 in one of these races. Absolutely. And then we can think about the rest. She's a really well-bred filly. She's daughter of Camelot, leading 2-year-old and then Derby winner. She's out of a fast mare who was actually trained here for Middlebrook Kit. She's a sister to Eartha Kit and Arthur's Kit. So there's actually a lot of speed on the dam side.
Okay, Hugo, so this is L'Astronome, so a French horse which came over end of last summer, right?
Came over the end of last summer, yeah. He's a high-achieving horse. He was a Group 2 winner in France as a 3-year-old, and then he slightly lost his way in France, and I think he found training in the big training centre of Chantilly just beginning to get to him a little bit. So he's come here to be trained in the really peaceful surroundings that we've got here, and he's settled in really nicely. He's had 2 starts for us. He was third in a listed race at Chester, ran really well, and then was disappointing at Ascot. He's had a little bit of a wind operation since then, tidied it up a little bit. His work's been really good, really pleased with him this spring. He's going to head to the further flight at Nottingham in 2 weeks' time, and then to Chester's May meeting, and possibly the Chester Cup, possibly the Ormond, but he's just taking it all in.
So the 4th choice, this is your little bonus pick for us, Hugo. We've got Under the Sun here, 3-year-old, by Golden Horn. Tell us about Under the Sun.
So Under the Sun, he's a horse who's always found everything very easy at home. He was second twice last year to 2 good horses. Both of them were rated well above 100 now. I then got greedy and ran him in the Convivial at York, where he was favourite, and when you're favourite for a 100 grand race, it's quite hard to say, no, we'll stay at home. And it just all happened a bit quick for him, a bit sharp for him. He then won his maiden very well, and we put him away. He's done fantastically well from 2 to 3. He's only rated 88, so he's got a long way to go. I think at the very least he's a well-handicapped horse. Because he's by Golden Horn, who's obviously a Derby winner, out of a mare called Hasten, who's by Manger, who's a French and Irish Derby winner. So he's got Derby written all over his pedigree, and he does have plenty of speed. He does actually have a Derby entry. He's going to start in handicap company, I think, if we can find the race. And if he can win that handicap, then we'll try a Derby trial and see. But in my mind, I think he'll certainly stay 10, whether he'll stay 12. At the very least, one of the Royal Ascot handicaps, the 10 furlong handicap or the George V handicap. And if he's 10 or 15% better than that, then he might be running one of the group races. But he's in great shape. He's wintered incredibly well, and he's very nearly ready to run.
This is third lot then, Hugo.
This is third lot, yeah. A lot of horses, a lot of nice horses, I think, for this year. But I think that'd be the same for a huge number of trainers. If you're not looking forward to the next 6 months now as a flat trainer,
you're in the wrong job.
You're probably in the wrong job.
Yeah, absolutely. What did you have last year, winner-wise?
We had 59 winners, which was a big move up on our first year here. I've never been much of a target setter. No. I've always wanted to do better each year than we had the year before. We've had a really fast start to the year, our fastest ever start to the year.
Yeah.
And when we had our 16th winner, which we had not long ago, I thought, do you think we could get to 20 before the start of the turf? We're still on 16 two weeks later.
That's why you don't set targets.
So I've set a target. Yeah. I'm now a bit disappointed that we haven't got that. But
so anything 60 plus this year, build on last
60
year.
plus, 60 plus would be nice.
Do you find it difficult as well with the sales and how competitive that's got in terms of getting new horses into the yard or just buying the right horses?
Well, I mean, everything's got more expensive for sure.
100%, yeah.
You know, when I started training, which actually quite a long time ago now, but it was, 2011, so my first year, 2010, buying horses. I think Tassel's book one average was 68,000. Yeah. Last year, average I think was 230,000 or something. I mean, it's just so. I think yes, it continues to be hard. It's always been hard to buy the right horses, and for where we are really, and where most English-based trainers are, is that if you're going to be buying a horse, unless you've got somebody with exceptionally deep pockets, you have to hope that the horse that you want to buy is not the one everyone else wants. Yeah. That sometimes the very mature horse at a sale can tick all the boxes. Yeah. But we've been lucky over the years. Galileo Gold was 25 grand. Covert Love was 30. Our 3 Group 1 winners, they were all bought for relatively, everything's relative in this game, but relatively small money. So,
for what they achieved, definitely.
And while it continues to be difficult, and it certainly isn't getting easier, we've got to just keep backing ourselves to find some more. You okay, Maisie? Well done. Come again, please. TK, okay? You can go home, please.